Am I live? Of course I'm live. A minute late as usual. People deluded, I'm back again. Good morning to those of you in the UK on this. I was about to say fine Saturday. It's peeing down there, people, but I'm not going to complain. It's, you know, we need some rain. It's been ridiculously hot and them things. So yeah, while it's a good morning affair over here in the UK, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course good night, depending on who you are and wherever you are on this earth and whatever time zone you're operating on. I hope you're doing well and safe. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Please make sure you're subscribed if you haven't. The link is pinned to the live chat, but I've also just dropped it again. Make sure you're subscribed to me on Twitch. Big up to everyone who was there for the Twitch exclusive live Q&A. I will at some point upload it onto YouTube, but in relation to being there, being able to ask questions and things like that, if you are not following me on Twitch and you haven't got your notifications on, you're not going to be able to get that part. So I'd implore you all to set your reminders, make sure you're following on Twitch and things like that. Obviously, there isn't too much to speak about. It's the same old things, really. We'll get on to the latest with Tammy Abraham. There's a bit of Joe Willock business. Lacazette's allegedly available for 15 odd million. Obviously, you lot get your questions and all of those sort of things in and just opinions and the rest of it. Any other news starts filtering, you know, we'll speak about it, but it's the same old. Like you lot of Maddison as well. We're going to get into that. You know, there's not a lot to get onto, but there's always a lot where you lot are concerned, and I'm appreciative of you lot support, because again, I see some, not to talk about other people, but I look at certain YouTube channels and like they're twats, their followers are twats, and it can't be nice going live. So I love the fact that you lot, you know, we all think differently, we disagree, but whenever you lot say something, I take things away from it, or you lot always provide knowledge, and you lot are just good to talk to. And I see you lot having questions among yourself and all of those sort of things. So I'm not just saying it for lip service. I really am appreciative of it. You know, you lot make it a pleasure to be here live every day. Do you know how draining it would be if you lot just spoke nonsense? You know, we could do nonsense, you know, deluded gooner. Do you know how much nonsense we could run with that name? And you lot could do foolishness. But what I appreciate you lot, whether you're, you know, I know there's a lot of Arsenal fans. One love to my fellow club supporters, but I know there's a lot of fans, you know, I see Carl, for example, he's Villa, nothing to do with us, here every day. CFC's finest, United and Chelsea fans respectively. You know, a couple Spurs fans are here, and there's other clubs that got nothing to do with it. You know, I really appreciate that everybody is fans of football first, clubs and the rest of it second. Before we crack on, what are you lot saying? Arsenal playing Millwall behind closed doors. I have seen a lot of people speaking about that. I wish I was in the know. I don't know what's going on there, but we need to sort out some preseason fixtures. So yeah, man, and I hope they batter Millwall. You know, I know it's a friendly, but there's no such thing as friendlies. And you know, one love to the Millwall fans out there, but that's not a club I am quite fond of, really. So hopefully Arsenal can come out of it fitter, can come out of it with no injury problems, but smash them really and truly. You know, I'm not gonna lie, with respect to Millwall, I know you're not going to see a full strength Everton or full strength Inter Milan, but you know, the level of playing standards with them two could have been much higher. But saying that, you know, Rangers and Hibernian, credit to them. With, you know, I'm not disrespecting Rangers at all, because they won the league. They were two very good preseason workouts, I feel, and I hope Millwall is of the same standard. And obviously, I hope fitness and injuries primarily are, you know, no one gets injured, people get fitter, and then after that, thirdly, hope Arteta can move that much closer to installing his tactics into the team and things like that, because there's going to be no excuses come August kicking off against Brentford. We know it's going to be a firecracker of a season filled with highs and lows and whatnot. And you know, I'll be here to do watch-alongs and speak about and offer my opinions. And obviously, when the season starts, we'll be doing tactical reviews and all of these sort of things, people, and stuff like that. But what are you lot saying? Peter's also said, listening while getting a foot massage. You know the bloody vibes. Peter, it must be nice, man. You're on some Don Escobar thing. Appreciate that, man. You know, that you found something. Man said one earpod activated. Come on. A man said, which pagan already disliked ain't even started. Bro, I always tell you, there's baby mamas out there, man. I told you, you know, certain man, you know, it's normally on a Sunday, but certain man's baby mums, they're, you know, they're cleaning the yard. They're, you know, they're doing their house chores. They're not listening to music. They're listening to my videos, and they're wearing their nice little, you know, morning outfits and stuff like that. My man thought he could get a little something. She wants to pre-DG in it. So this is why, man, I hitting the dislike button. It's not my fault. You know, any girls that I've done wrong out there as well, not that I think I've done it, I'm sorry. Please stop hating it on the thing. You know, this is professional. Let's leave it in the personal life. You get me? You know. So it is where it is, man. Smash the likes. If it's if it's Arsenal versus Chelsea for Maddison, he goes Chelsea. I believe so as well. But let's cool down, man. Let's cool down, JT, man. I appreciate that. But let's get into it when it comes, people. I appreciate the Twitch gang as well. Large up all the Twitch gang that's out there as well. Let me actually make sure I've got my Twitch manager open so I can see what the Twitch gang is actually saying, folks. Big up to you lot each and every time. This ain't. Create a dashboard is what I want. Yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. Tristan, I appreciate that, man. A man said drop a like on YouTube, now here on Twitch. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all the support. You know, it could be, but I can't lie. I'm very privileged, man. You have to count your blessings. I'm very privileged. I've got my health and I've got you lot. It's a pleasure to speak to you lot, man. Good, and also as well, many a times you lot come to me angry and disgruntled. Hella times Arsenal have annoyed me, life have annoyed me, but just from speaking about football with you lot, I feel more chilled more time. You're right, we are live, oh man. We are live, oh, we go again. I hope you're doing well and safe as well, man. A man said a DG stream to keep me going just got up, my guy. Best way in it, you know, it's like Christmas come early and them thing there. Big up KK. Your support as well, everyone, but your support, K, I can't put into words, man. I appreciate you making sure you're purchasing that DG merchandise. I just appreciate your kind words. And I see you voted for me for the Football Content Awards, and a couple of you have done it. Thank you for doing such. If you want to keep voting, do it. But I should really do a DG thoughts about it. You know, don't get it wrong. I would like to win. I would like you to vote, but I'm not paying no attention to it, man, because I think these things are stitch-ups. I just, you know, I can't lie, man. I don't know how I didn't win it last time. I don't know how out of, you know, 30 under 30 Football Blacklist Award, I was not on that. You know, even people that are helping with organising it say they feel I've been hard done by. So I thought, you know what, man, just forget about them award things, innit? Awards and that, they just serve the ego. Awards and that, man, I get them things there if it's meant to be. And regardless, awards or not, Donnies know that my thing is 30, innit? So forget all of that, man. If you want to vote, I appreciate it. But unlike the last 2 years, man's not going to be doing the posts and telling you lot to do it up, because I think you lot, I genuinely think the voting systems are rigged. I really think they're rigged, man. Because I see some of you are going hard, and, you know, some of you are voting at work, you're voting on your phone, then you're voting here, you're making your girlfriend vote, all of that sort of stuff. And I just think it's a sheg. Like, I really think it's a sheg, man. Just a fan that said, DG, how are you, mate? Deluded in football community. It's been a long time. Hope all is well. Been away working, but I'm here locked on. Like button hit. Appreciate that, just a fan. You know, the beautiful thing about YouTube, it doesn't turn off. It'll always be here, or my channel will always be here unless a madness happens to give you the quality you needed, and love to have you back. How do you vote? Again, I think you can vote via their Instagram page. Whole heap of stuff you can do in it, but I'm not in it, man. I'm not in it because it's a shag still. Like you said, AM, man, forget all of that. Let's not watch nothing. Let's just keep cracking on with what we're on, man. It's all rigged, T, 100%. You appreciate the vote, man, but I'm not involved, man. Serving out corn. I wish you ain't seen nothing, man. Always said, what's good, DG? My cam preference is 1. Oh, interesting. 1 Odegaard, 2 Bernardo Silva, 3 Maddison, 4 Aouar. Well, for me, I disregard Aouar because he wouldn't play 10 for me. He'd play the 8. But I know what you mean. The creative role, or the most creative midfielder within your team. How you got Bernardo Silva behind Odegaard, though? I know in hindsight, Odegaard might do a madness, but Bernardo Silva being top of my list. Allegedly, City want to let him go for 50, 60 million, which in theory, you know, we should be able to do that, really and truly. We should be able to do that. Obviously, he would pay for himself. He'd be a great player. But if I'm him, you don't go from being him at Man City, being linked with Barca and Madrid, where he's meant to go last year, to come to Arsenal. So I can't see it happening. You know, I would love, you know, all these players that I linked with moves away. You know, we're linked with Tammy Abraham. Why not see what you can do at your old colleagues for Gab Jesus? With respect to Tammy Abraham, see what you could do for Gabriel Jesus. I'd be cooler with that if I'm completely honest with you. Obviously, we have no chance of getting Mahrez and Sterling, but you get it. You never know, man. Life is about asking, innit? You don't ask, you don't, you know, closed mouths don't get fed. You have to try a thing, man. And I ain't really seen that sort of ambition. Like I said, wages, sporting stuff, we probably can't offer them much because all of them are in their primes. All of them are really living for now. Like, you know, Mahrez, Sterling, and Bernardo, they're present players. They're not really future. Obviously, Sterling's only 26, so he's still got a long time. But they're players for now. And if I'm them, bro, Arsenal's project, on the best of days, you're hoping it's at least a 3-year period. You know, by God's grace, you get Champions League this year, then next year you improve, you know, you get Champions League again, then the third year, you know, you do something beyond. Obviously, I'm not just saying I want to be top 4, but you do something beyond that, maybe try and challenge, you know, do other things. So that's on the best of days. I think it's going to take longer than 3 years if we keep moving like this. But if you're young like Saka and Smith Rowe, to a degree, it's calm. You know, suddenly if you're Sterling, what? You're 29. If you're Mahrez, you're how old? If you're Bernardo, you're how old? So they've all come from humble beginnings. There's always a chance, but I don't think there's a chance of it happening, man. For me, it would, out of that list, Bernardo Silva first, Bernardo first. And like I said, it's a tough one, you know. I'm trying to do my own list. It's a tough one. Great way to start this. I'd say Bernardo Silva first, as I said. I was not really a 10 for me like them, man, there. But you know what? Bernardo first. I'd say Maddison second. I'm open to Odegaard as well, man. You know what? Bernardo, Aouar, Odegaard. No. Bernardo, Maddison, Aouar, Odegaard, but an asterisk next to Aouar because he's at 8.5. I think people have written off Odegaard. I think he's a bad boy. I think all it takes is, you know, someone to have real faith in him, because he hasn't had a prolonged season since the Sociedad one. He weren't at Arsenal forever. He weren't at Real Madrid he wasn't playing at Real Madrid earlier in the last season. I think if Carlo plays him, you might see the quality and people might stop turning up their noses to Odegaard, but I don't know that. So yeah, man, I would for me, it's Bernardo Silva. That's your cam, that's your left winger, that's your right winger. He can play in a pivot as well. He's intelligent, he can score, he can assist. He's got the mentality as well. You know, he's someone, you know, my early YouTube days, I was speaking about how much I wanted that player, but them ones there's gone. I would love Raheem Sterling for every reason. Him being Jamaican obviously is a bonus, but you're not grabbing him. Again, you're not going to offer him nothing. But saying that, you know, all these big guys that are linked with moves away, some of them are obviously going to get moves, but, you know, let's just throw what out there. Salah, Kane, Pogba, Bernardo, all them City guys. One thing going against them is the market, you know. Half of them are always linked with Madrid and Barca. Them and they're not looking to buy players per se. They're trying to pattern up their situation, and the same is said at a lot of clubs. So there's always a chance, you know. You've probably never had a chance. Teams like Arsenal have probably never had a better chance to be ambitious. I'd say arguably punch above your weight, to go for that woman that is, I don't believe anyone's out of anyone's league, but quote unquote out of your league. You know, that's what we need to do, really and truly. There's never been a better chance, but apart from dreaming, I can't see it happening. But that's definitely a great question, harder than I thought it would have been, my guy, and a lovely way to start this off. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Big up my guy Oli Golasosha for that, signing a new deal. Lack of a 50 million, take it, because he isn't signing an extension or he leaves for free. We'll get into that, man. A man said, big up DG, maybe a slow news. There's an opportunity to push more deluded thoughts content. It's got to come to me, my guy. It's got to come to me. And I think, like I said, one has come to me. I'll give you a little spoiler of the title. Do not be bitter, be better. Because in my just small journey in YouTube, there's a lot of things that could have made me bitter. And at a point, I did hold bitter feelings, bro. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but I've spoken about these opportunities before, these TV opportunities, these football club opportunities, this, you know, one thing that really kills me. I'm not going to hot it up, but let's just say, long story short, a well-known talent identification done got into contact with man in it, and I couldn't believe it. And listen, you was meant to do your madness, and someone cop blocked it that isn't involved in it. Like, I was meant to be given, see some serious stuff. It would have been a movie, innit? I'll save it, but it was meant to be a movie. Weren't a movie. And I at a point, the person who messed it up, who wasn't the individual, who was the third wheel, I could have been angry at them, vexed at them. You know, there's a lot of like the awards thing. There's plenty of reasons to be bitter, but it's like there's no point keeping that in your heart. It is what it is, sort of thing. So yeah, man, that could be a great one. But I'm not gonna sit and lie. I ain't gonna record that today, man. Big up Mr. Adliv23. Appreciate you, bro. The baby dad's already disliking. What can you do? Trust me, what can you do, bro? Nothing you can do, man. It is what it is, man. That's ball 26. It's always lovely to see your name. Your username kills me, man. Deluded. 3 weeks to go before the start of the season. I still don't know the starting 11. Boy, you and me both, man. There's too many gaps, because it's like, in my heart, you know, Leno's back in training, so Leno's number one. Right back. Who is the right back? It's Chambers, but I'd say leave that blank because I want a right back. Centre half. Gabriel's injured, so he's not going to start the season. But historically, Gabriel and I'd assume Ben White. But that one ain't really over the line, you know. You know, so you've got question mark. Well, I'll say, you know, Ben White's there now, but question mark, asterisk better yet, question mark over right back. Partey and who? Like Smith Rowe 10, Partey and who? Then up front, you can do what you need to do. So for me, to not really have the spine addressed to the team, it's a bit of an issue. Like for me, if we don't sign another midfielder, you might as well just get Lokonga up to speed, you know, because you might as well just run Lokonga or Joe Willock. And for me, I like Lokonga. I think he's going to surprise things, but I just feel Lokonga and Partey isn't a sustainable partnership for 38 games. There'll be 5-10 games where we're going to need that. Same with a couple of other compliments, but you get the point, man. Never, sorry, people, been a better time to show ambition / 3 weeks to go and still concerns around our starting 11. Sorry, folks, that was just a timestamp. You know me, I'm always conscious of the individual, sadly, that can't watch this with us. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. There's 271 of you locked in. Can't wait for the start of the season, to be honest. I can, but I can't. I feel you. I'm mad up. Not necessarily optimistic about Arsenal, but I miss watching my team. I miss the talking points in football. You know, I miss everything. But saying that, I don't miss sitting there and doing tactical breakdowns of why certain things happen, the bottling, the emotions. I've rather enjoyed the Euros and, you know, all these other things we've got to speak about, the transfer stuff, couple young player videos here and there. I've actually rather enjoyed it. I don't know if I want the season to start again, because 2 weeks into it, 3 weeks into it, definitely a month into it, we could be doing, oh, do I want it to stop? And I look at last season, I think it was terrible from start to finish. And I felt that way, you know. Fulham was the only... Obviously, we beat Chelsea twice, you know. We beat United, you know. We came back against, you know, the crazy game against West Ham. We came back from behind against Leicester. There were some okay games, but it was dead. It was dead, man. From the start of the season, it was dead, man. Like, you know, we got away with it. The second game of the season, what was it? West Ham. Eddie saved us, and they would have said them same things that happened, kept going. It was terrible, man. And you could see it happen at the start. Really and truly. So until anything changes, I just accept it at face value. But there's no point me having ambition and wanting things to happen and all those sort of things. I just got to accept it, really, man. Appreciate you lot, man. I haven't listened to Dave's album yet, man. I'm slacking still. After this, I'll definitely do a thing, man. Come on, CS. I appreciate that, man. Am I the only one who doesn't rate Maddison? He can only play as a 10. Left wing is dead and he can't be a centre mid either. I think that's harsh. I do think people, mainly Arsenal fans now, we do it. When you get linked with a man, you start gassing it and stuff. But I rate Maddison still. I think Maddison's a baller and he's going to get better personally. BG, nothing has changed at the top of the club, so expect nothing again from the season. Getting 6 currently would be very hard to do. Big up the members. Will Jones, I appreciate you. And like he said, get the likes up early, everyone. DG's channel has been speaking facts since YouTube began. Big show, best content. I appreciate that, man. I don't know what formation we play. I hope we play a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 primarily. I would like us to be able to play 3 at the back on occasion, because I do like when Arteta does that. But such is life. Balance is key, and variety is also the spice of that very same life. So balance is key. And at Arsenal, we don't balance. We have managers that are too pragmatic, and then we've had managers that are too naive. We've got, you know, there's no balance really and truly. We've got players that are shit, but they've got mad confidence. We've got players that are good, actually good, but they haven't got confidence. You know, I always talk about the 3 C's: the competence, the confidence, and the consistency. You know, you go through the half of Arsenal's 25-man squad or whatever. Couple of these players only got 1 out of the 3 or 2 of the 3 max. Only a few have it all, you know, the Tierney's, the Smith Rowes, the Sackers, people along them lines there. It's crazy, man. We keep moving. Big up DG. I can't remember a slower transfer window. Not so many teams are making transfers, especially us. Only 3 weeks left and we are doing nothing. Personally, I think we're gonna see a lot of stuff start to happen in August now. Now I don't know that. I don't have any reason to believe that. I just feel we're gonna see things ramp up. It seems like when you're going to war, everyone's preparing their battlefield and things like that and getting their plans drawn up. I think you will see a lot of movement, because away from what clubs want to do, players got to force the issue now. Like, you've had your couple of weeks in pre-season, you know, the man here, Tammy, if you don't pattern your Chelsea situation, you're not playing. And there's a World Cup next year. I'm sure you want to have a chance to go. You're not going. Joe Willock, Maitland, Nelson, if these things, if I haven't said Eddie, if these things don't get patterned up, you're not gonna play ball. And you go through half of these clubs, you know, Pogba, you're gonna stay at United and sign a deal, or you're gonna move him on. Something needs to give with everyone. So it's more so on the players in August to sort out their situations, or it's long for you. William, you said you want to leave, get your advisor to make you leave. Saying that, I'm sure you're not getting your wages elsewhere, so you're probably gonna stay here and them thing there, man. Shout out the Twitch gang, come on, man. Do you think we need Neves? You know, I don't mind Neves because Neves would complement Partey. We need someone that can complement the team. So if Neves is to come, I wouldn't mind it personally. I more want the hour and all of these sort of things. But yeah, have you caught any other teams friendlies, DG? I've seen a bit of highlights from Villa. You know, I see the passes from Buendia and that. I watched a bit of Spurs for my guy now, John, the young player. I know he plays for them, but he's a good player. Did United play Derby? Because I saw them highlights on YouTube, or whoever United played that was wearing a white kit, I can't remember, but I watched that. Other than that, I've seen the Chelsea highlights. I didn't really take it in. Priority signings, I'm not sure where you're getting at with that, but for me, priority is midfield and right back, if that's what you're asking, man. You know, centre half as well. Obviously, it speaks for itself, man. No, this is an Arsenal stream, but Spurs are making moves. Broski, I told you, look, that Patrici brother that they got, he's going to get them some decent players. The guys they're being linked with, if you watch Serie A, you know about them. And, you know, I'm not sure if they're going to get Conde, but if they get Conde, that's a big look. You're hearing Alderweireld's gone, but, you know, Conde and Romero, they'll need time to settle and get to grips, but that's good options. Romero's very good. Tied down Son, you know. And in fact, you know what? You're giving me inspiration for a neutral stream. We might see a neutral stream on Monday, or, you know, I want to say tomorrow, but I want to get the Football Manager content for you lot. So wait, let me say neutral content. Spurs, Son, new deal. Romero, Gil, Conde, Pogba turns down deal / Oli signs. We're gonna get but you know me, I love neutral content. If you don't get a neutral stream, you get a neutral video. And I've been slacking in that regards. Renato Sanchez talks died down. Yeah, man. But really, was there any legs to that? Really, like, was there any legs to that one there? Really, what am I sipping? It's too early for anything stronger. I just had a coffee. I'm here with my green tea. I got some water there. Don't need awards when you have the community. The community growing is the award. It is, man. But you see me, I like trophies, though. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It would be good for you lot, man. We could sit here and gas it in. You know, I'll fucking pour Ray and Neff. Do you see the base of the trophy? Pour Ray and Neff to the top and back that. Oh, man, it could be great, man. Be good for you lot, man. Just so when I'm telling you lot the like button and all of these sort of things, it's not in vain. But like you said, fuck all of that, man. You know. Forget all of that. Like you said, it's a stitch-up thing. But I think we can start another good timestamp, you know, because I just see one good question. Where is it? It weren't this. Odegaard has a better final pass and a massive ceiling given his age. Bernardo would be a dream signing as well, though. Other two some way behind. Fair play. But here it is. Ake, would you like to see Odegaard back on loan? Obviously, there's some other targets we just spoke about. I'd rather go for. I'd rather Maddison. Listen, I think Odegaard, people forget how high his ceiling is. People forget all he needs to do is get a solid bit of a season behind him and get a bit of confidence at Madrid. And everyone's going to scream and shout. I know his loan period, he didn't set the world alight. I know the numbers aren't good, but I like him a lot, man. I think he could have been a player for us. You know, I don't think he's as good as a lot of people make out, but I think he's a good player, and I would take him back permanently. I'd take him back on loan if that can be done, because we ain't got no one else. And I like Odegaard. I think he's got scope to grow. The only thing I don't like about Odegaard is I think we've got too many of them players, and there's nothing wrong with it, that need that Wenger thing about them. They need to be told every day how good they are. You need to keep putting your hand around them, and there's players like that. But again, we haven't really got time for that, man. Like, we can't keep coddling people and cuddling and all of these things. I think he's one of them, like a soft you, and we ain't really got time for it, really and truly. Like, we need people that get it. Obviously, people go through doubts, people go through tough times, they need a hand. But I'm saying these sort of guys like Odegaard, I think they're too volatile. I think, you know, the minute they can have 10 good games, they have 2 bad games, and they're mad down on themselves. Like, you consistently have to remind them how good they are. And I'm not really with that, really, man. I'm not really with that. I'm not with the prima donna stuff. I'm not with people that think, not that it's him, that think they're doing this club a favor, signing for us and all of those sort of things. I just think we need level-headed individuals that, you know, are competent, consistent and confident. And when they make a mistake, they learn from it. When they do good things, they don't get too excited. They just keep balance, you know, the mentality, as much as we talk about tactics and things, the mentality, and there's only so much I think the manager can change himself in terms of mentality. Even the players that are rate, they've got to want it themselves. And whether they want it or not themselves consistently, time will tell. You know, there's no good talking about Smith Rowe. You keep hearing me say the same things. You know, I'm not even going to say that. You know, it's the Tierney's, the Sackers, the Smith Rowes, people of that. About 7-8 names max. That's dangerous because we're already losing. You can't have 7 man on it, and then, you know, there's 4 other players in the starting lineup that are not on it, because a team is only as good as its weakest individual. And on top of that, 7 man on it for 38 games, it's not going to bang. What happens when these guys that are on it have the occasional bad game? 7 against 25, the ratio is still poor. So until everybody, whether they're starting regular squad players, everyone's of the growth mindset, everybody's trying to seize their destiny, everybody's, you know, consumed by the thought of returning Arsenal back to the top 4 and beyond, it's a myth. It's a myth, because I genuinely think Arteta has to, as much as I criticize Arteta, I genuinely think a lot of the time he has to keep telling these lot why you would want to win, why you shouldn't want to lose, what we could achieve. And I think the manager should only be a reassuring voice. I don't think at Liverpool, Klopp has to keep telling them why they want to win and all of these things. The same at Pep, you know, Thomas Tuchel now at Chelsea. And I think that is at Arsenal. I don't know if these lot are dedicated to their craft as much as I'd want them to, because a football career is short. And a lot of these players I currently see, they're going to wake up one day and they're going to think I should have given more. Yeah, I've earned a lot of money, but I could have done this, I could have done that. I only see a couple of players that want to leave their own little footprint in football. Forget Arsenal Football Club at this moment in time, you know, because that stuff is volatile. As long as I see that you're like Tierney, you can tell every day he's not taking nothing for granted. He knows that my family did a lot to get me to this point. I want to leave my own little legacy. That doesn't necessarily mean Arsenal legend and all of these things, which I want him to be. He just takes his fucking career seriously. And it just seems like, again, it's a job at the end of the day, but again, I don't see enough people want to do serious things at this football club. And you can see it with, listen, I don't necessarily think it's how they carry themselves. You know, people look at haircuts, cars, laughing. You know, you're meant to have a laugh and joke in training. I don't mind that, as long as it comes to the field. And for me, I judge somebody on how they react in tough moments. And you can see when certain heads drop, when we've lost a game where you know the talking points, you see people hide. You see people hide behind their teammates who probably are going to get scapegoated a bit more, probably sell a bit more dreams. The gaffer as well, you know, people hide behind the gaffer. And until we get rid of that coward mentality, it's a myth. Good thing, man. Good thing there, though. I said he's not on the religious thing. I'll take Jesus. I'd rather Jesus over Tammy Abraham. I know Tammy's got a stronger goal record, but maybe it's Brazilian bias. Morning, bro. Twitch gang business. Big up yourself, Paul, man. You know, have you noticed there's been a pools in here? None of you, all of you are good vibes, you know. It must be something with the name. I swear that's in the Bible. Paul, morning, bro. Twitch gang business. I would love Bernardo if he's available. We should put a bid in 100, but I truthfully don't think we could sell a project to him. Like, realistically, like, anything can happen, but you got my guy Sancho, but you never know, man. Big up DG. Thank you. I can't understand the rest you're saying. Apologies, my guy. I'll be extremely happy if Arsenal get a number 8 and a 10 and a right wing back. Broski, you, me, and I think everybody in this live chat seeing if we do things. If Real Madrid and Barca are financially strapped, why isn't it Arsenal aren't raiding their roster to get players? I don't know, my guy. Maybe they don't want to sign for us, but who would we grab though from them clubs? I'd have to sit down and think. Pardon me. All right, you lot are gassing me, man. Do you feel like the team is taking shape with Sambi and White in there, or is there still a lot to do? Both. It's taking shape, but there's still a lot to do. So I think both, my guy, 100%. But I think Lokonga is gonna, listen, let's let him develop. But I think Lokonga is going to be better than people giving credit for. Like, I'm very excited about Lokonga. I can't lie to you. I think he's a very good player. You know, I'm not saying he's going to be like Martinelli, but to the untrained eye, there's not too much expectation. That we need to give him time and things. But I'm quite excited about his signing if we develop him correctly and he's allowed to realize his potential and things like that. I think Lokonga is going to be a very good player. And by the time he leaves this club, he's going to go on to do good things. I really believe in Lokonga. But then again, I believed in Guendouzi. I still believe in Saliba. You know, I believed in Torreira, you know, and I genuinely think Lokonga could be one of those players if he keeps developing that we might struggle to hang on to in a couple of years if we do not improve. You know, he's 21, turning 22 or so, so let's give him time. But I really do like Lokonga. I really am excited about his future. I'm very excited about Lokonga, to be fair with you, and how he develops and things. And he's got leadership qualities. He's a better passer than people give him credit for. He's still raw, still got a lot to learn, and his mentality is spot on as well. I'm very excited about Lokonga, man. Give him time, especially the first 6 months, because I think he's going to really see what the Prem is about, like you typically see. But other than that, he could be decent for us, man. I take Ruben Neves over Locatelli and Basuma because we've got Lokonga and obviously Partey's there. I would say over Basuma, but out of all three, Locatelli first, Basuma second, Neves third for me. I can't work with duds. He ain't got the minerals for that. Signings need to be made ASAP or it's 10th. To be fair, true, but he did get a tune out of Holding. He has got a tune out of Chambers. I know it's harsh to say they're duds. He did get a tune out of Mustafi. He did get a tune out of a couple of them once upon a time, you know. Obviously, I'm reaching a bit. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Great show as always. Who needs Sky Sports? I appreciate that. Do you think we need an older player or two to balance out the experience in our team? Yeah, but they need to be certified, man. It can't just be age for age's point, because when you look at our team, it's the experienced ones more time letting people down. Aubameyang has pulled this club, and I'm not trying to throw Aubameyang under the roof, but he's struggled to score goals. Lacazette has never been consistent over a 38-game period. Last season, he had a strong second half of the year. Where was he the first? Bro, Willian is Willian. He might as well just be selling hot dogs and programs around the Emirates, you know, or sitting here with me talking about football, because he's of no use there, you know. Socrates, Mustafi, all of these guys, Bellerin, 26 years of age, letting the thing down, you know. It's, if anything, it's the inexperienced players pulling their weight a bit more. So it has to be the right guys. You know, I don't mind someone like Marie when he's squad player, when he's called upon, you know, he's serious. Tierney's still young, but the experience is there. Do you get it? So it's got to be people of that nature, man. 9 dislikes. Hey, man, 9 baby mothers. The DG Nation really growing, man. We keep going, man. Let's trump them in terms of likes, innit? You know, pagans are free to dislike the thing. We're at 162 likes, people. Can we keep pushing the boat out more and more? Appreciative of that, bro. William should be selling hot dogs, man. Halal joints only, though. Big up Barbados as well. We love what you're doing. Keep pushing, sensing Caribbean sunshine and blessings. I wish, man, it's pissing down with rain right now, man. Absolutely. Hey, make sure you all go and follow my people, Talawa TV, dropping absolute lovely gems and interviews with a lot of people. So go and check out my people then, please. What's your thoughts on Mariba if you have watched him? Bro, I say it every day, mate. We should be trying to monitor that Barcelona situation and make a move, because that guy's potential is scary. Listen, I'm never going to be the guy to sit here and say a man's going to be this, that, and the other, but I really like him, and I've said it before. You know, I've seen a lot of what he's doing at youth. Truthfully, he's not even scratched the surface in the senior game, but them couple of minutes I saw against Real Madrid at the El Clasico, he's ready, man. He's serious, man. He's hitting the crossbar. He's trying to... Messi's getting in beef. He's backing it the most. Like, he's... You know, you could just tell someone's made for this. He's made for it, man. He's made for it, man. I really believe in him. Odegaard with an option to buy. But then again, we've shagged ourselves because he's got a year left, you know. Again, if Odegaard is going to leave anything that isn't permanent, they're going to have to... They're going to give him... They're going to say, you have to sign a new deal, bro. You're killing us. Please don't spam. Trust me. Emre got a tune with Holding, was being compared to Tony Adams until Rashford injured him. Not sure about Tony Adams, but 100% it, you know, it killed a good season for him. Who said winning the league? I never said nothing about winning the league. What do you reckon we need more, an AM or a DM? We've got a DM. I think you need, if anything, I think you need a number 8 more than a 10. I want to, you know, because let's get it real. You can have creativity coming from the 8. I think you need a partner for Partey more than anything, you know, but at the same time, you do need to ease the burden that is on Smith Rowe. So I'd say both. But if I had to get anything, if you can get me a number 8 that can pass the ball forward, then we can get away with it, you know. If you have a 10 and you can shift Smith Rowe to the left and start that 10, if you don't improve that midfield, it's going to be dead, because every attacking player, like you see, they're going to be dropping into our own half, you know. I want players with the ability to be able to hit them. One thing that pees me off at Arsenal, especially in midfield, the best midfielders do things quickly, do things in less touches. If things can be done in 2 touch, why are you taking 5? And that's the thing. Sometimes a midfielder might have the ball, the right back's there. It don't have to go to both centre halves. It can go to one, or you can just ping that straight away. And it's because people play safe. People either don't have the ability or the confidence. I don't really care anymore to be deciphering who has that and who doesn't. I just know you lot ain't got it. We need someone that has. I haven't got time for these fairy tales at this club anymore, man. You know, I haven't got time. I love Maitland-Niles. I love Chambers. I need a right back, though. I haven't got time for none of this. You know, I'm fond of Bellerin. We need to keep it moving. I love Aubameyang and Lacazette, but if man are not pulling their weight, you know what needs to happen. And the same goes for everyone, because I love the football club more, and there's just too much soap opera dramas at this football club. And until we just know what we're getting from our team on the weekend when they're playing, bro, we're going to keep sitting here on these lives saying the same things. Nothing's going to change but the names and the faces, man, because we've seen different managers, not really different players, but different players. We're just seeing the same things happening again and again, and talking about the same things again and again and again and again and again and again. I block who's ever saying foolishness, man. We ain't got time for that, man. Anyways, man, trust me, max effort or not, bro, because you can overachieve. You can be a basic player, but if you lot are consistent in things, you can overachieve in that, man. But moving on, people, let's start cracking on with some of these transfer things, man. Let's start with Arsenal versus Chelsea for Maddison. Now, for what it's worth, if Chelsea really are interested, you know, there's no contest. They've worked with Leicester in terms of buying players before, like you've seen with Kante and Chilwell. Obviously, his boy Chilwell's there. Chelsea are the European champions. They're in the Champions League. Their squad is healthier than ours. Their manager is better than ours. Everything, you know, there's more intention from those above to replenish the squad and do serious things at Chelsea. We're not, you know, it's killing me to say all of this, you know. Don't forget, Maddison, if you're listening, despite all of this, we did beat them twice last season. We did beat them the last couple of times we played them in an FA Cup final. So come and sign for us. But on the serious note, I don't think there's any contest. Unless Arsenal give you more wages, which, again, Chelsea could probably shell out a bit more. But Chelsea are not duds, you know. Willian was acting. They said, no, we gave him. So I don't think there's any contest between us and Chelsea. Yeah, I do think we can sell our club a bit better. I do think we have a stronger case of signing a big name more than people give us credit for, but it's going to be tough. And for me, if I'm him, the only thing at Chelsea, I would look at their system, and, you know, there's probably more competition for places where if you're an elite player, you don't mind that. You know, Maddison, technically, I don't even know if he's played Champions League for Leicester, but he's played in Europe. So again, I'd have, you know, away from the prestige of Arsenal and stuff like that. If I'm Maddison, from a purely sporting reason, I'm not moving from Leicester to Arsenal. So if Chelsea are getting involved, you got no hope, people. But if I share my screen with you guys, or in fact, I thought I already did. Apologies, people. 408 of you locked in. Please make sure you're hitting them like buttons. Arsenal face potential Chelsea problem after James Maddison transfer decision. Now, this could just be pressure. Allegedly, I have seen other reports saying Chelsea will move for a creative man if they can move on Hakim Ziyech. And that's the only thing, you know, Chelsea have a lot of creative players. You know, they were probably always going to sign more creative players. But again, you always make time for good players, and Chelsea would be involved, people. So that could be the only thing in that Chelsea leave him alone, people. It is what it is. But anyways, moving on. Arsenal have reportedly made James Maddison their #1 target, but they are not the only club interested in the player. We've been down this road before. Awa, Buendia, Szoboszlai, you know, I'm pretty sure there's other names this season. #1 target. We go down this thing where we're linked with a bunch of names. Then it becomes that only player. Then fans behave like Maddison is the only creative player in the world and the only one that can do the job. We start hearing, we've spoken with agents. Personal terms aren't a problem. People are interested. You know, we've got this player on our books that shares the same agent. They use the same dry cleaners. You know, they bought the same pair of trainers in JD. All of these things, start linking them. And then we ultimately get there and say we're at loggerheads at disagreements. And, you know, this Maddison thing could shape up to be that. End of the day, put the money on the table, you get your guy in it. But for what it's worth, Arsenal have made Leicester City star James Maddison their top target for the remainder of the summer window. According to reports, however, Chelsea are also interested and could pursue the attacking midfielder if other deals fall into place. Arsenal have not hidden the fact that they want to sign a player of Maddison's ilk. I'm not going to keep talking about ODEGAARD. Big up to Smith Rowe for signing a new deal. Arteta is still keen to invest in that position, and Football.London says Maddison is now his priority target. Leicester would want more than 60 million for Maddison, which could be beyond Arsenal once they complete a 50 million deal for Ben White. If Arsenal to complete the deal, it would likely involve a player heading in the opposite direction to lower the fee. And again, if I'm Leicester, I don't want to hear this. This is broke business. This is like when I used to sell Kit Kats in school and people are like, oh, I can pay you 50p tomorrow. I can give you this. I can give you that. Brother, I don't care about that. Have you got the 50p or a pound now? And I'll give you the product and we keep it moving. That's what Chelsea are on. They'll pay, you know, Chelsea are not idiots. They're not going to pay a madness. But if Chelsea come to a fee, they'll pay it. You know, I'm sure maybe Chelsea could offer you 1-2 players. Maybe, I don't know, a Loftus-Cheek or something like that. But Brendan Rodgers might say, I'll fancy that. You know, we might be able to offer Joe Willock, Nelson, Maitland-Niles was the last name that was thrown in. But again, they're not really trying to hear this. It comes down to P's, innit? If Chelsea really get involved, it's a myth. It's gone. It's a wrap, in my opinion. You know, it's over. Like, it's as simple as that. Apparently, Chelsea could throw a spanner into the works if they pursue their interest in Maddison. The report says Chelsea will only go after Maddison if they sell Hakim Ziyech this window. Ziyech is linked with a move to AC Milan, and apparently they're keen on loaning the guy out. And I mean, we've worked with Chelsea before. I mean, Overmars was trying his best to get Hakim Ziyech at this football club. So, I mean, you know what? If they get Maddison, or what, could you just take Ziyech on loan or something? Can we do something in that regards? I don't know, people. I really don't know. Chelsea's interest in Maddison would only make life harder for Arsenal in trying to sign the England international. I don't think we're getting Maddison, but try your best to get Maddison. But again, he's not Messi. He's not Neymar. He's not DG. You know, he's not Cristiano Ronaldo. As much as I love him, if he says no, there should be other players. You know, plan A, B, C, D targets. You should be able to find them, not a Maddison equivalent, but a sort of Maddison equivalent that might not come with the big English tax in the English premium. I don't know, people. You know, it's a myth for what it's worth in relation to Maddison, man. But there you have it. Let's see if there's any other reports. Well, Chelsea want Declan Rice. It looks like that's their priority at this moment in time. You know, like all Arsenal fans, in the hope that something new develops. No, see, it's the same old where these lot are concerned, people. So that's that in relation to James Maddison and whether or not this man is going to sign for us. Hit the like button and subscribe to the Twitch, people. Again, Q&A coming on Friday next week. If you want to be there, make sure you're following on Twitch and a bunch of other Twitch content to arrive, people. So that's that. We'll get into the others in a minute. But what are you guys saying? Please hit that like button. I don't know why we're signing teams leftovers, but you can sign some good leftovers. I can't lie to you. We're just doing dead stuff. It's absolutely a joke, man. Gab Jesus, but I'd rather Gab Jesus than Tammy Abraham, man. Been watching your content for a while, bro, and I think you talk a lot of sense. Realistically, where do you think we're finishing this season? Well, I think if we arrested a lot of problems in relation to coaching, we could overperform and finish ahead. But based on what I'm seeing, based on the fact that I don't think much has changed, based on I can only comment on what I see, not what I think is happening. It's more of the same, isn't it? You know, literally more of the same. Hope to be. I'm not trying to be negative, but I can't sit here and lie to you, man. Arsenal provide more of a consistent role, in my opinion, more minutes at Arsenal. That's true. But the risk, if you want to join an elite club, you should have to be prepared to fight for your spot. Arsenal could give you that. But when you look to your left and right and you suddenly see the manager moving shaky, the team inconsistent, and then you deep yourself at 24, I've trapped myself here. What's going on? You know, Chelsea's a funny club, innit? You know, don't get twisted. Maddison was still, you know, I know Havertz is played everywhere, but again, you'd have Havertz there. You know, Maddison's a 10, but he's got potential to play as an 8. I think he's got potential to play in midfield. Is he going to dislodge Kante? No, because he doesn't do what Kante does. Is he going to dislodge Kovacic? Probably not. Is he as effective on the team as Jorginho? Obviously, Maddison's going to do the showman stuff, but you get it. So it might be difficult. You might have to play elsewhere. So again, I hear you on that. But for me, if you want to be competitive as a footballer, you should, especially if you want to join the big boy clubs, you have to back yourself. And for me, I'm not going to sit here and lie, I'm going Chelsea. I'm staying at Leicester if it's just Arsenal. You know, I'm not going to lie. The wages will make me consider it. And I'd listen to what Arsenal say. But I'm staying at Leicester because they're in Europe, Arsenal or not. And I don't know if Arsenal is serious. And then I'm going to Chelsea for several reasons. Like I've just said, on top of that, the gaffer. Who's more likely to improve me, Mikel Arteta or Thomas Tuchel? Now, Thomas Tuchel might be less of a hands-on coach to Arteta, but who's got the bigger name? You know, I just think there's a lot of propaganda around Arteta and improving. I can't, you know, to someone that's not involved with Arsenal, like Maddison, I know when you're involved in football, it's different, but you look around, you don't know what Arsenal's about. You can't see someone that's significantly improved at Arsenal, you know, consistently. So I would be going Chelsea personally or staying put at Leicester, but, you know, And hope and dream and pray and all them things there that you get Maddison, did it? Personally, I don't think these Maddison rumors to Chelsea are true. They don't need a 10 because they have Havertz/Mount. And I also, yeah, you're right. I forgot about Mount. It does seem like they need a defensive midfielder, which again, I can't lie, man. I like Rice, but I think Chelsea are bugging out if they spend 60 million on Rice, man. I'm sure they must be able to offer a Tammy or Loftus-Cheek. Throw something in there, man. I don't think Declan Rice is worth 60 mil. And I rate him. I like Declan Rice, man. Personally. Sick of hearing we are interested. Just put the money up or shut up, Paul. You, me, and everyone, man. The real ones were selling cookies and Lucas and the rest of it, man. Morning. Oh, morning, DG. Do all clubs have set piece coaches? It seems like they're getting it. You know, Liverpool have got one. We've got one. Chelsea got one. People got throwing coaches and all these things now. Arsenal, probably we've got a new one. So you probably won't see improvements until midway through the season. But I want to see them instantly. Therefore, if you go off the last 2 pre-season games that we've gone on in the set pieces, I don't really think it's been anything to do with coaching. I think, well, it is indirectly. But the players, you know, you've had a young goalkeeper just left hang out to dry. None of the more experienced Arsenal players that have been on the field in any 3 of them goals we conceded across the games against Rangers and Hibernian were switched on or took leadership. In my opinion, man. I'll be on Hakim Ziyech 100%. 100%. That's a right wing. That's a cam, bro. I think he's one of them. I think he'll do better at us than Chelsea because he looks soft. Like, you gas him up a bit, he could be decent. I don't know why it ain't really hit off for him at Chelsea. I don't know why the I don't know why thingy. I don't know why. I don't know why it just hasn't hit off, man. DG stopped watching these vids based on your outlandishness in the factual headline. I mean, I've literally just copied and pasted the headline, really, my guy. Joe, it doesn't make sense because you're here. And yeah, let's not look at the headlines. Let's look at what's actually said. I don't know what you want me to do with that information, Joe. I appreciate your support, but it don't make sense because you're here. Like, what would you like me to do about that, Joe? You're free to watch or not watch what you want. I'm struggling to see what you want me to do with that info, Joe. So when you tell me what you want me to do with that info, let me know, man. I don't know what am I meant to do, man. Do you want me to call customer service or something? You know, don't shoot the messenger. We're literally, all we can do is document and speculate on what the papers are saying, people. You know, if the papers don't say it, I can't speak about it. You know, there's nothing else really to do. So yeah, when you tell me what you want me to do with that info, let me know, man, because it's not making sense. Like, are you trying to guilt trip me into doing something? Like I said, you're free to do what you can. You know, you're free to do what you want on this bloody platform, my guy. I don't know you from nowhere. You don't know me from nowhere. You don't owe me nothing. So if this ain't giving you something, go and pre something else, my guy. I don't know what you want. Maddison is the best number 10 available, to be honest. Anything else is a downgrade. Oof, not sure. Would you reckon Bowen as an alternative to Madders? 2 different players. I like Bowen, but I'll probably leave that. Isaac and Maddison would be mental at Arsenal. Arsenal's midfield of Emil Smith-Rowe, Sambi, Partey on their day. Which midfields in the Prem are better? You're capping, man. Bare midfield's better than that. I love them all, but bare midfield's better than that. You know, City, Chelsea, Liverpool. Bro, if United hold on to Pogba and they get a proper 6, not the Fred thing, someone that can do something, they're chatting to us as well, really. That's cap. And even away from that, Leicester, you don't get caught up on names. They function better than us. So it's a madness. Jimenez is a shout. Dead. Would you take Tammy over Oba? Nope. Maddison isn't a starter at Leicester anymore. Barnes and Kelechi and Nacho will start ahead of him this coming season. Boy, we'll have to see. Do you like Arteta's playing style? When he plays on the front foot, yeah, but he don't do that too much. I just like him to find balance, man. We need vocal leaders all over, man. We're all sick of Arsenal's interested in this, that, and the third, man. Yeah, bro, call Arteta again. I have to. I must have to, man. Bamford's 27. I'm not really on the. Trust me, I don't care about no shirt numbers, bro. What else are you lot saying? I'm still stuck on Joe, man. Joe, why aren't you answered, bro? Like, I'm still baffled on what you wanted me to tell you, man. Make sure you're hitting the like button. DG, I know this is a hobby to you, is it? But don't you get tired of Arsenal madness of getting linked to everyone but little moves? Just like what I said, I just accept it at face value. It's just an opportunity to talk. It's a talking point. We're humoring ourselves. But beyond that, whether it's going to go to anything else, we need to see it. Other than that, it's a myth. Who's better than him? He's overrated. Odoi has been better than him in limited minutes. He just isn't in good form from a Chelsea fan. You're talking about Ziyech, innit? I think Ziyech is built for this league, but you need to give man time, man. Them first 6 months, 12 months, it's difficult. But again, certain man just don't settle into England and all of that sort of stuff. So there might be that. Your thoughts on Ward-Prowse? If I could, I'd sign him, man. That's a shrewd addition. You know, that's a shrewd addition. Again, that's someone who is a captain, you know, not Tony Adams sort of captain, but that's someone who you can tell is dedicated to their craft. That's an intelligent footballer. That's someone that can help this football club. You know, he's not going to be the breadwinner and all them things. But if you understand football, you know you need guys like Ward-Prowse and I think if you sign Ward-Prowse and slap him next to Partey, that's better than what we could, apart from me wanting LOKONGA to get minutes. There isn't much more we could do better than that, really. You know? Apart from set pieces and his passing range, Ward-Prowse doesn't do nothing amazing, but he gives you extreme consistency. Joe, man, I'm waiting, bro. Waiting, bro. DG, do we have the same starting 11 for next season as it stands? No, Xhaka's not there. You know, Xhaka's not there, so it's a myth. I hid him, DG. Now unblock him, man. Let him come out, man. I want to hear, like, Ward-Prowse of this world are overlooked. Any Cooper Minor news? No, not that I can see. I don't want to see a Aubameyang on the left either, but you know, a Aubameyang on the left, Smith Rowe on the left. There are probably certain factors you have to somewhat consider. I mean, in terms of outgoings, we know who needs to go, bro. You know the players that aren't good enough, man. You know the players that aren't levels at this football club more so than the others. You know who needs to go. So I can't really list them because everybody knows who needs to be moved on. Simple as that, really. Joe Willock. Let's get into Joe Willock, folks. Or in fact, let's get into Lacazette first. Apologies, Joe, but Lacazette. Now, I can't lie, man. I hear everybody saying 15 million is better than nothing for Lacazette. But personally, if you're going to take 15 mil, you already knew when you bought him for 52 million that you weren't making your bread back anyways. You might as well just let him stay, Brand. I know people can sit here and say Martinelli and Balogun, but if you're realistic with yourselves, as much as I think next season is an opportunity for young players to get opportunities to blood them, there's 40 games. I want to get things right. So I would say there's not too many opportunities beyond a certain sort of young player. And as much as I want Balogun and Martinelli to play, it's betting a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. Do I think Lacazette should be a starting level striker? If Aubameyang scoring goals, no. But on one hand, I don't necessarily like to praise Lacazette for these things because a top striker should have them, but he's got qualities that can help our squad that no one else has. You know, he's one of the best players in terms of linking up with Smith Rowe and Saka. He presses, the pressing that he gets through. And like I said, top striker, I don't want to praise you for pressing. Should be able to press. You should work hard. You should have hold-up play. These are all strengths that Martinelli's not strong enough yet. He's learning. You saw him against West Brom. Balogun, he's still learning. I do think if you're just going to take 15 mil, you might as well just let him stay, man. You know, what's 50? If we're that broken, we need 15 mil to slap towards our, do all these things. I understand it, but I'd rather just let him run down his deal. And you know me, I sound like a hypocrite. I'm not with the running down deal things, but I just think, you know, you're putting a lot of pressure on them young players. You're not going to be able to bring in someone that's experienced that can do what he has. You might as well just assess your options, you know, look for a new striker like you should have done the minute you signed Aubameyang. Just use this year to look for him. If Lacazette can help us in his own way to get top 4, then it is what it is. Help us. You move on. You'll be 31 next year. Go and pattern off your thing. Or, you know, something along them lines. I'd rather just let him run down his deal then, really. You know, again, there's logic to selling him, but for what it's worth, Arsenal will not be offering a new contract to Alex Lacazette and are inviting bids for the former record signing. Lacazette, 30, is now in the final year of his 175 a week Emirates deal and will become a free agent next summer. scrolling all the way down. But the club have decided against extending the striker's stay after previously being panicked into huge pay rises to Ozil and Aubameyang. But I'd rather give it to Lacazette than Kolasinac and William personally. At least he's done something for the club. Now they're trying to find a buyer willing to pay a fee in the region of 50 million, as well as Lacazette's substantial salary, and also signing on fee and stuff like that. That will only they will only follow up their interest in Chelsea's Tammy Abraham if Lacazette leaves this summer. But if there are no offers, then manager Mikel Arteta will be happy to keep the player at the club for the new season as backup to keeper captain Aubameyang. Arsenal paid 52 million to sign Lacazette, and he has been steady, if unspectacular, source of goals during his 4 years in the Emirates Stadium. Kolasinac, come on, man. This is what I hate, bro. Mark Owen, spell a man's name correctly, man. I'm not being funny, but what kind of journalism is this? I know about 3 ways to spell Reece, and you've never seen Reece spelt like that. But Nelson, Kolasinac, and Nketiah, whose Arsenal contracts also expiring 2022, are surplus to requirements. We know the business Arsenal have done. We know we alleged continue to look at Sam Johnson. For me, I'm not going to say it makes more sense, but I just think we're making our task harder, because you're not going to... I think we need a striker anyways. You let Lacazette go, I think you need to spend big money, because for me, it's Project Martinelli all the way, and I give Balogun opportunities, but it's not absolute confirmations. Lacazette might be meaty in terms of goal scoring, but he's guaranteed to offer me hold-up plays, guaranteed to press, he's guaranteed to bring me link-up play. Them and they are still trying to get in, consistency and things like that into their game. So I'd rather just keep Lacazette for a year. If you're not getting at least 20-odd, 25-odd, which again is a myth, there's no point. You might as well just let him run down this. It was 15 million. Now, bread is bread. I'll take it, but it's not really doing much. It's not doing much. You can't take that 15 million and slap it towards a striker. Unless if we are that broke that, every penny counts and it moves us quicker towards hitting the asking price of a Maddison or whatever, then I'm all for that. But if it's just from a sporting perspective, I think for me anyways, if I'm Arteta, I could use Lacazette for a year, even if it is a squad role personally. But that's me. Please hit the like button. Lacazette. 15 million. Tammy latest. Yeah, man. I just want anyone to sign Ward-Prowse. He deserves love. Facts. Bro, they're buying it, bro. Man said Reece, fam. Well, come on, man. Mark Owen didn't even try, bro. Fire sale mentality. If we could offload Laka for 50 mil, that's good business. He's on huge wages. But he'd only be here a year, though, surely. Like, I hear you, but I'd rather deal with Xhaka's future. And I think, if anything, it's going to be probably more difficult. But I think, if anything, I'd rather try and get rid of Willian and Kolasinac. I'm not saying Laka isn't a waste of wages. I just think they're there, man. I hear you with stop letting them go, man. I don't know what transfer mark have him at 25 million, but you're not getting 25 million for Lacazette in this market. It's a myth, man. But saying that, there's probably never been a better time to sell Lacazette. He's had a good second half of the season. Same way with El Nene, he's been all right. Same way with Xhaka, he had an okay season, in much as you can say okay by Arsenal standards, and a decent Euros. You might even throw Callum Chambers into that and say, do you know what? We have the love affair, he's a decent player, but that could be 20 million. You're more likely to get 20 for Chambers, in my opinion. You sell these guys, because sometimes we don't know when the right time to sell someone is. Like with Maitland-Niles in hindsight, we always it's like we want man to go, then we don't want to sell because this might happen and that might happen. Again, I'm being devil's advocate. There might have never been a better time to sell Laka, El Nene, Chambers, all of these guys, because they've been okay. We've tried to move El Nene on for time. He had to play last season by default. He did okay. Chambers had a good season. Probably first choice right back for me if we don't bring someone else in, and that scares me, man. But yeah, it is what it is in that regards. Keep your opinions coming. Some very interesting debate. I love players that polarize opinions. And for me, it's mainly what Laka can offer me in the squad. Because again, for all day of the week, Martinelli gets significant game time. I'm playing Aubameyang through the middle if he scores goals, and provided he scores goals, he keeps that place. But there are some times you're going to need Lacazette. You're going to need another striker in the team if there's injuries and all these things. And really, if we go off the back end to last season, Lacazette's the top done, really. I like Tammy, but he's not going to link up. He'll probably score more goals, but he's not going to link up with the wide players and things and whatnot to Lacazette's extent. You know, there are qualities Laka gives us, you know. I'm not going to lie. These were not the qualities we brought Lacazette in for. We didn't bring him in to be talking about pressing and all of these things. These should all be a given. We have not got the Lacazette we thought we got. And that's why our club was kind of, for about 2-3 years before we got him, we was kind of half-hearted. And then we got him 6 months later, Aubameyang's arrived because he's got strengths, but it's not levels sort of thing. So we'll have to see. I remember you lot attacked me when I said Lacazette, you know, we'll never get 20 league goals for Arsenal Football Club if things stay the same. I hope next season he's able to do such. I remember you lot attacking me. Oh my God, how can you say that? Ah! Let's find it a bit mad. 40 million for Ward-Prowse. Why not? We've done a lot worse, man. Yeah, they will be the preferred options, but there will be times you see Smith Rowe out there. We've seen Lacazette on the left wing. I mean, Aubameyang on the left. So we have to consider we're going to see that again, man. Nah, I'm not on the Che Adams thing. No. No clue, man. You know, this is why Wenger was half-hearted about signing Lacazette, in my opinion. Oh, he's become an England international, Ward-Prowse, and obviously he's got the English tax with him as well. Unless he forces his way out with Southampton, unless, you know, you kind of sweeten the deal and give them one of these Hayland boys, you know, I can't see you getting him for, you know, I'd try to do business around 30. I think 40's you lot are boying me a bit. But again, in terms of consistency, he'll probably give you your 40 million back, not in terms of ability, but in terms of durability. Ward-Prowse probably give you that. I would try. They're the guys you should be trying to hustle with, man. You know, if they're telling you certain fees for Maddison, pull it on the table, innit? Like, they're the guys you should be trying to hustle. We'll give you this, we'll give you that. Bro, do you lot need a left back? Bertrand left. We'll give you Kolasinac on loan for a year. Give us a loan fee. You know, we've technically got something for a player that we can't move on. They pay up some of his wages. He F's off after a year. Things like that, man. I don't know how creative we are. And like I said, hustling has been in, you know, it's not even about what a player is worth. It's about what you can hustle these days, you know. It is literally about that. And you're only as good as your hustle. And I don't know if we're hustlers, you know. I don't know. You know, I don't know if Edu has a reputation for being a hustler in this football team. I don't know with Arteta. I don't know with all these other examples. Fair enough that Garlic Youth's come in and he's done all right. When you look at Marina of Chelsea, she's known for being a hustler. You can't hustle her. If you want her played, look at her. Giroud wanted to bust out. Somehow Giroud has signed a new deal and then went to AC Milan. That's hustling. You're only as good as what you can hustle, man. In this economy. And this is why I always say, as you lot know, it's not even a meeting. Bringing in players is one thing, but getting rid of some for the sheer amount we've got on our books is another thing. Obviously, our ability to sell probably impacts who we can bring in and all of these sort of things. So, boy, we'll have to see, man. You know, it's a far gone conclusion from what's left. Probably will play Nuno Tavares there, but this is the square pegs in round holes bullshit we've been doing, just like with Cedric at left back, man. We can't keep doing these things, man. Oh, it doesn't matter if we have bare competitions or we've got none. Yeah, my guy Kier, when you look at it, yeah, Arsenal 40 games. It's all set up to really improve, but we're only going to be as good as these players' mentality and the manager. You know, there's every reason to have more of a fight at top four, but such is life. What is going to happen when we don't have it? When we're not in Europe, we've only got 40 games, and we're still having the same question marks. Pardon me. So it is what it is, man. Appreciate you, Peter. Selling him for 50 million while not getting a suitable replacement is just pointless to me. Abraham is not the ideal replacement, and strikers in the market are not really available. Known strikers are not really available, man. We need to go out and scout someone, man. Trust me, man. I'm good, my guy. Ed, I hope you're good as well, man. I said, you can't tell me there's a harder working YouTuber than DG Starboy. I appreciate that, man. I'm trying to work smarter, not harder, though, man. You know, I've seen bare people work hard, man. I see single mothers work hard, but they're not the most rewarded people in this world, man. It's about working smart now, man. I'm not trying to be just grinding for no reason. You get it? But I appreciate that, man. It means I'm doing something, man. Appreciate that, man. Why you're not drinking out of your DG mug? It's in the wash, bro. Man said it's in the wash. It's in the sink. Like, I need to wash it out. Come on, man. I can't be using dirty mugs in that. In fact, I've actually got one that I've never used. Where is it? It should be here. I've got one that I use, and I've got one that's never been used because I don't know why, I just don't use it. Come here, man. But this is exclusive one. You won't even find this on the DG merch site, man. And make sure you're checking out DG merch for what it's worth. Where's the link for that? Shameless plug-in business. Right, the green screen is cop blocking it, but yeah, I don't. That one's just a souvenir, man. I don't use that one. But the one I actually use, I've already had a couple out of it today, man. And yeah, I don't like using the same cup twice. So yeah, it's not getting used, man. Every time it's one cup and done, get a new one, sort of thing. I don't know what I'll go on for Edouard personally, but it seems like that one's died. I don't know even if Leicester are onto him because they've went and got thingy Daka in it, so I don't know if they're onto it. I want my FA Cup back, bro. So hopefully, you know, I think Arteta messed around, man. It's in the tumble jar. I don't know what money Arsenal have, man. Do you think that players are not willing to move on because they think Arteta will be fired and they will have a new lease of life at the club? I mean, a lot of people could consider that. Such is life. You know, if you're tied down for 2 years at the club, if something goes wrong, bro, Arteta might not last until December. If you've got a year left, things can change. Really and truly, man. A man said you drop in a shirt saying I lied, you're gone. In relation to the fly, man, that's not leaving me alone. Big up my guy T Amazing, man. You've been supporting the team from the jump. Someone I know personally. Do you see us signing a striker if we don't move one on? Such is life. We could, but I don't know, man. I don't think so. Balogun should get a chance. DG, are you getting involved in the podcast awards? I see some of you lot have voted for me, but we've tried 2 years in a row now, and we've already spoken about it. There's a bunch of stitch up in that regard. So, bro, we're just gonna keep doing me. You lot are free to vote and at me and do whatever, but in terms of me asking you lot to vote and pushing it, I'm just gonna allow it, fam. Let's just focus on this thing. Let's just focus on growing them things there. I don't care about them anymore, but you know, them validation things come when you do your job in it. So we'll see what happens, man. We're at 268. Can we get to 300 likes, people? We're moving mad. We get to 300, we start spinning the goals, man. You watching Jamaica tomorrow? Of course I am, man. Ryan, I don't know if we're gonna get Abraham, in all honesty. I just a wait and see thing, man. We could use Oba this season and go for Calvert-Lewin next season. Good in the air and good at pressing. Bit too service reliant for me. I like Calvert-Lewin. I'd rather just scouts do your job. Find me an unknown guy, man. Hey, my guy Marius. Hey, on that topic, yeah. Hey, if you're on, hey, if you live in the ends, you don't even have to live in the ends, innit? If you want to play football next season, you know, make sure you follow Wrongans on Instagram and things. We're training. We're starting preseason tomorrow, so hit us up, man. We need some players, man. We're in the big boy division now. It can get long. We're with Takers and all them good teams there. Shout out Takers because they're cool. They're cool guys, man. We're gonna need that. So obviously, you know what to do, man. 400 likes. DG will do a Minecraft stream. I don't even know what Minecraft is. That's that game. The youngest playing it. Allow me, man. Well, you don't sign me up to things, man. You're moving mad. What do you think is the target for the season? Because I can't see us finishing top 4. That has to be it. Bro, I can't lie. We didn't get top 4 last season, not because bare teams are better than us. We shot ourselves in the foot, and I know it's a big task, but you have to be targeting top 4. Europa is the minimum, but you have to be targeting that. It's as simple as that. You never know what could happen if everybody's galvanized, if everybody fixed up. There's something to be said in overperforming, you know, until we do that. Because even when we was losing last year, yeah, teams are better than us, but we were shooting ourselves in the foot. How many times? Defense switching off at this moment, that moment. You know, we're focusing on VAR, but we were still messing up in the game. You know, not breaking down low blocks and drawing games and all of these things. There was a lot of issues that before we lost games, we need to ask ourselves. Ifs and buts don't mean anything, but if our squad was a bit more healthier in terms of playing style, the way we, you know, the manager, the way we're moving, but we could have made more of a meal of things. But this is what I mean when I say things like these lot have to want to leave a legacy. When I see Leicester last season, yeah, they felt short of Champions League last 2 years, but I've seen them players there. They want to achieve something. Arsenal, I don't know how it is with you lot, man. I don't know. I really don't know. It just seems like everybody's just freestyling, man. Please stop spamming. Spamming leads to blocking, man. Man said Braithwaite from Barca, lol. With only domestic cup games to play, top is a must. No excuses. You're basically playing one game a week. Bro, you said it there. I can't add anything onto that. Like, it's as simple as that, really and truly. But again, that's where I'm going to need more clarity. And I just get the vibe we try to do so many things, we're ultimately doing none. Man said DG hot tub stream. You man are moving. Kingy, I told you, sign up to my only. Well, tell your baby moms to sign up to the only fans in it. Women only tick. That's for them. That's a bit bad. You're moving bad though, man. You're moving bad. Bad said hot tub stream, you know. Moving gazy, my guy. But yeah, man, let's look at some other transfer rumors. What are we? 108. Well, let's say 109. Joe Willock / Ramsdale / Maitland-Niles. Oh, Braithwaite. Don't try shoot me on Braithwaite, because Braithwaite did more dirt than Paulson. So what you on about? You back in Paulson, my guy. Sancho, hey, I don't want to get onto you in it because your shooters are dead. But anyways, let's get onto some of this transfer stuff, whether it's true or not. As you lot can see here, Newcastle plotting double sweep for Arsenal's Willock and Maitland-Niles. Yeah, right. Newcastle could reportedly look to complete a double sweep for Arsenal pair Joe Willock and Maitland-Niles. As you lot know, or if you lot can see, let me zoom in a bit, or this is not kind to you lot. Zoom in there. We all know Willock thrived. Oh gosh, big up Smith Rowe, but we're not here for you, Smith Rowe. Willock thrived under Steve Bruce. I don't know what totalage, but we can't say them word there, dog. But anyways, he thrived under Steve Bruce with 8 goals from 40 Premier League outings on loan last term. As you know, the Magpies want to bring him back to St James's Park. Maitland-Niles, meanwhile, is back on loan. Is back from his loan spot at West Brom, and his game time might be limited. You've seen a midfielder come in. There's going to be a next one. Right back seems to be an avenue, but it doesn't look like it's happening. As we've known, Lemena seems like he's going to Nice on loan and not Newcastle. So they've said that they can now turn their attentions to Maitland-Niles while pressing ahead for a deal for Joe Willock. Now you can only, and he spoke about, you can, I swear you can only have 2 or so loans in the Prem, 2-3 loans. I'm pretty sure it's 2. So you could probably get 2, but you're here in Newcastle are strapped for cash. If you bring in Joe Willock and Maitland-Niles, they can't get anyone else on loan, I believe. I could be wrong in that regards. So are you trying to get Joe Willock on a permanent? Are you trying to zoom? Are you trying to? Someone said, a man said, zoom in, please, baby. I hope it's a female, or it's a bit mad. But for you, for the members, there's your zoom, man. There's your zooming in. But yeah, as I was saying, could they try and get Maitland-Niles permanent and Joe on loan, or is it Joe permanent, Maitland-Niles on loan? I don't know, people. But for Maitland, you'd be joining a big club where you get game time and all of this sort of thing, bro. Man, are bugging out, blood. Man, you see, YouTube's a mad place. I told you, like, I prefer Twitch, bro. Twitch gang, you man are cool, bro. Like, man are moving spooky out here. But anyways, people, as we know, apparently Southampton, Burnley, and Watford are all monitoring developments surrounding Maitland-Niles. Southampton, we spoke about that. Some P's at minimal fee. Maitland-Niles, can that get us Ward-Prowse? Burnley, I wouldn't be trying to go Burnley if I was you, but it could be something good for you. Get game time there. Watford, you could get game time there, and you wouldn't have to move too far. The training grounds are next door. You'd be in London and comfortable and all of those sort of things, people. So that's that where Maitland-Niles is confirmed. If we carry on with Joe Willock, Steve Bruce, who has not been shy of talking about it, people. Steve Bruce says Newcastle want to sign midfielder, but are waiting on Arsenal and players' decision. And for Arsenal, you know, without confirming the futures over Xhaka, you know, without getting Neves over the line or any of these guys, we can't really sit there and tell Joe. For me, if I'm Joe, I'm forcing the issue. I'm not. I would find myself. I'd think I'm a dud, really. If I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, my name. Like, if I'm Joe, well, they've brought in LOKONGA, Maitland's still here, and Nene's here for a year. Partey's there. Maybe if they don't get a number 8 or 2 of them, I might have a chance. For Joe, he's got a forced issue. You said you want to go World Cup. I don't think you have a snowball's chance of playing for England at the World Cup. But if you go to Newcastle and make the same noise you was making last season, you have half a chance. For me, you can't care about Arsenal. You have to care about yourself, Joe. And I would just find it, but you man don't really rate me like that. If you're waiting, you know, if I have to wait for certain variables, I'd be forcing my issue. I'd be making a headache because Joe's got to be selfish. It's not an Arsenal thing. It's Joe Willock now. You know, you've got to be very selfish. I know you love Arsenal, but what's going to be best for you to develop as a footballer? You need to ask Arteta how he sees you, where he sees you in this team. Because if he sees you as a cam, then, you know, in an ideal world, it's Smith Rowe every day of the week. I'd rather put Saka there than you know. I'm not a fan of Willian there. I'm not a fan of Lacazette there, but I'd probably explore them options, maybe even Pepe before you, personally, or play with no 10, if I'm completely honest. In the actual pivot role in midfield where you should play like you did at Newcastle, Partey is there, you know. Lokonga should be getting game time. If we bring a next man in, you're in some problems. So Joe needs to get game time, man. For what it's worth, Bruce has said you have to ask Arsenal. It's their decision and it's the player's decision. Of course, we want him. Steve Bruce says he still wants to bring Joe Willock back to the club, but he's waiting on Arsenal and the player himself to decide his future. And I think as we progress to August, you're going to see people forcing the issue, because for Joe, you can't go from, it's like an academy player. You come from the 23s, you go on loan and you play senior football. It's very hard to go back to academy football. And it must be hard for Joe because he has been on the bench sometimes, but sometimes at Arsenal, he's of that, he could play well, but you might not play the next game. It must be a different buzz when you're training and you're actually getting to play, when you're actually getting to keep your spot, when you're feeling more importance. There must be a buzz for a young man. You can't go back to what you're doing at Arsenal, really. As I always say with Joe, everything should be open, you know, permanent, staying at the club, leaving permanently. Yo, what up? Oh, that was bugging out there. Newcastle have approached the Gunners over the availability of Willock. Bruce admitting that Magpies have to wait for Arsenal and the player's decision. He said, you have to ask Arsenal. It's their decision and it's the player's decision. Of course, we want him back. He did great with us and he gives us another dimension in midfield that we haven't got. We'll keep bashing away at it, raw. Mad way of words. But anyways, that's that. So yeah, that's that where Joe's concerned, people. What are you lot saying in relation to Joe Willock? How do you lot feel about such people? Let me know. Oh, seems like we're frozen. Oh, the hell happened there? We had a little freeze there, but we're back. But yeah, man, that's Joe Willock, people. Oh, timestamp's looking uncertain there. So yeah, what else are you lot saying? Partey and Neves or Partey and Ward-Prowse? I'd say Partey and Neves sounds a bit more glamorous. Obviously, name brand, going for names and that sounds a bit better. I hope Willock develops on loan. He can be a very, very good squad player for us. Time for Willock to spread his wings. Joe would be a good backup for Smith Rowe. What, Smith Rowe? Willock in the 10? Willock's a pivot man for me. In the 10, he's horrible, man. Joe can go, but we need to get paid English tax in that 100%. Joe should leave, says Chris. If he continues on his form from last season, his career could reach levels he won't touch playing part-time at Arsenal. Fair. I think loaning Willock is a great idea. Let's see how he does in a full season rather than 6 months. Exactly. A lot of conclusions being made on someone that's just done bits for 6 months. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just think fans have short-term memory. There's bare fans that aren't looking at it with logic, that are saying, oh, you know, they were probably saying Joe Willock weren't good enough. Now they're saying, how did he go on loan? Now, if he stays and he doesn't perform, oh, you should have sold him. If he goes on loan and we're looking iffy, we should have kept him. So I do think we can't win in that regards, if I'm completely honest. There is no way to really win. But that's football fans. I'm speaking about the illogical ones who just moan for no absolute reason. Loan him, but don't sell him. Continue his development. We'd probably need to give him a new deal. Hasn't he got a year or two on his deal? So we need to. Would you take Danny Ings? Yeah. Well, if you can sell Lacazette for 15 and you can get Danny Ings, I'll take that. But Danny Ings, a year on his deal or not, they're asking for big boy peas. So again, you know, and is it worth it? You know, we're large up Danny Ings, but is it worth it? I don't know. You lot would have to answer that. I think put Willock on loan because Smith is good. Smith Rowe is good, and there ain't much room for Willock until next season, and maybe he can develop a lot more potentially. Ainsley, Maitland-Niles and Willock being sold with fun, Maddison plus cash or Sanchez deal. I think so, man. Good opinions. Pardon me. If Chelsea had Willock, they would have got 50 million for him. Probably, because them man there can hustle. What's happening, my boy? Better late than never, AD. 100%. Lateness is greatness, as we always say. Word to Matisse. Yeah, but how much are they going to say for Ings, though? That's the thing. Ings is worth it, but it is what it is. Jets is saying Willock is basic, not Arsenal level. Fair play. Why Tammy when you can get Ivan Toney? Ivan Toney's got to show me something. I don't know, man. Ivan Toney's got to show me he can do it in the Prem. I actually think Tammy's got more to his game than Ivan Toney, if I'm completely honest with you. Willock isn't good enough for us, nor do I think he will get chances to actually grow and get better. So it's best he bounces. Joe needs to take his chance, needs to take a chance, or needs to leave. Will Arteta play Joe the way Bruce did? Will he be allowed freedom to play his game, which Bruce allowed? I do think Willock had freedom. I just think the man's not a 10. You're making him this 10 false 9 pressing sort of man. And I do think, with respect to Newcastle, the way they want to play is less glamorous than us. So it can be gear and no idea. Because I like Joe. He's got something in the squad. He could be good. You know, he runs about. He's got legs. He's got something that other players don't. But when I look at it on a harsh thing and I remove my Arsenal hat and I say, DG, what are you talking about? A midfielder, and you're saying he runs about a lot. He can't be that good then. You should be able to run around in midfield. It's like talking like a striker. It don't make sense, you know. A striker, it's like Lacazette, he presses well. Oh, he should be able to good to press, you know. And like my boys always say to me, when you start talking about pressing and he works hard, he knows the club and all them things. Not to be harsh to Joe, but my friends always say, when you start talking about them things, the guy can't be a baller then. Come man, are not talking about footballing ability then, or they're using meaty things. So all options for me should be on the table with Joe Willock. Everything should be on the table, you know. But again, the longer it drags on, if I'm Joe, August, we're 3 weeks before the season starts. You need to be sorting out your future, because you don't want to waste the best part of a month in and out the club, then obviously knowing where you are come the end of it, because there's no Europa League games. There's no random Thursdays for you and Nelson and them man there to score some goals and the fans can gas you. There's none of that. You know, if you're not playing, you're really not playing. You're doing 23s. Don't think Willock's got long on his contract. They need to sell, sign him up to a new deal, send him out on loan for a full season, see what happens next season. True, but we probably need to do that a long time ago. We need to do that now, or you risk, like with Nelson and Nketiah and that them and there, they know the club just see them as cattle and just a piece of meat, and they don't want to. They're not signing no new deals, sort of thing. But I agree, man. That's the thing. DG, who would you take out of Dest, Aaron's, Baku, Lamptey? Oof. I like Baku, but I don't know if he can do the business in a 4, or is it just a 3 thing? I'd say Aaron's, Lamptey, I'd take all of them, really. I'd say all of them, really. They've all got their different strengths. They've all got their own negatives. They all need a lot of work. But I'd rather work with a right back than do what we've done already, man. Bro, people move like Tammy's a dud, bro. He's never a dud. People talk like he's some scrub. I know he's not pretty on the eye, but it's what it is. Whatever happens with Joe and Maitland, like you say, DG, a decision needs to be made. We can't afford another player leaving on a free or left to 1 year and we sell. We need to be self-financing and all that. Trust me. And that's why we need to develop players, because getting the best out of Joe Willock either helps us or gets us 10 to 20 to 30, whatever, £1 million sort of thing. I'm prepared to say we missed out with Ivan Toney then, because I think he's a good player, but me thinking you're a good player and screaming Arsenal should sign you are two different things. I don't think for what I want in a striker, I don't think he's got enough. He's got balls of steel with that penalty routine. He scores a lot of goals. Ironically, the goal in the playoff was one of the only ones he scored outside the area. So he's another striker that's going to be heavily service reliant. I don't think he's got enough to his game for me. I know he scores goals. He's done it at Peterborough. He's done it at Brentford. He's come a long way from Northampton/Newcastle days. So I need to see it, because they're going to want 40 mil like Watkins. I can't justify that. Me personally, I'd rather go for a younger player, someone that isn't known, that's probably not got as much of a goal scoring history as him, but you get it, man. Right, boy. Willock has been playing better than Smith Rowe for a piece. Smith Rowe's been poor. I'll take your opinion on that. It's a bit harsh. But I want who doesn't want the Haaland boys and people that come from the concrete jungle to go as far as they want? I want the impossible dream of 25 homegrown players at this club, but it's never going to happen. And sometimes certain people just have to go elsewhere to develop and see the full ability of what they have in them. Certain people are going to make it here. Certain people are going to come as part of the journey and then, have to leave. Like maybe Nelson and Nketiah and Joe. They've won an FA Cup. They've played a couple of times for Arsenal. They've come from the academy, so they've won. But certain players, that's where the journey has to stop. And certain players are going to be like Saka and Smith Rowe and be first teamers. Certain people could have even been like Maitland-Niles if you wanted it, where you could have been a calm squad player. Certain people are going to be like Arthur Okonkwo, third choice keeper. Not everyone can go on the journey of progressing to the first team in whatever denomination sort of thing. So it is what it is in that regards, man. I don't want to be the guy, and I don't really want to talk about Ramsdale people, but should we see what's being said on Ramsdale just because it's up here? For what it's worth, Sheffield United summit meeting convened to discuss how to respond to Arsenal's bid for Aaron Ramsdale. Sheffield United hierarchy are scheduled to meet over the weekend to discuss Arsenal's interest in what's wrong with these journalists and spelling people's names wrong. But we've had Reece spell, well, it is a right way to spell Reece, but Reece Nelson's name is not RHYS. You've got Anton Ramsdale. Maybe this is a Ramsdale that's going to come cheaper, bro. This is some Anton Ramsdale rather than Aaron Ramsdale, as the Championship club plots to respond to what is expected to be a 30 million bid for the goalkeeper. My word. Having spent more than a month monitoring the goalkeeper and using intermittees, middlemen, to investigate his situation at Bramall Lane. This person's taking piss. They're not even trying to spell things right. Mikel Arteta's employers are finally preparing to make official contact ahead of what could be a protracted of wills. Okay. The Basque, who made Ramsdale one of his leading transfer targets even before he was called up by England for this summer's rescheduled Euro 2020 tournament, is convinced the 23-year-old must be tempted by the prospect of a move to North London, obviously after suffering another relegation. Obviously, they've been demoted to the Championship. They don't want to get rid of key players, and the manager doesn't want to either, people. Rolling down, Arsenal have no intention of meeting United's asking price, with West Bromwich Albion Sam Johnson being lined up as an alternative. Ramsdale, United's reigning player of the year, is still Arteta's preferred choice. That has prompted sources in the capital to claim Arsenal would then return with a slightly improved package, possibly containing an invitation to loan some of their most exciting young talents. And I don't think it would help Nelson. Well, you would learn a lot playing in the Championship, but I don't think any of these players are going to be eyeing up the Championship. Moving away from that, if Ramsdale does move on, then AFC Bournemouth, where he spent 3 years before rejoining United last summer, are entitled to 15% if any fee is received. So again, these sort of things complicate it because no one wants to lose out. You know, I'm sure Sheffield, they want to negotiate a fee to that them man can get their 15%, and we're still looked after. And they did spend a big part of they did spend a big money on Ramsdale, so they're gonna want to break even, but. Boy, we shouldn't be getting shagged. You shouldn't be shagging yourself. It's as simple as that. Like, I don't think we should be. If it's a package that over the course of his time at 23 could reach 30 and it's 30 million, fair play. But I think it's a dangerous game we're playing with them sort of fees there, as you all do. But my opinion isn't facts. You know, he could sign and just be amazing, but who knows? Please hit the like button if you have not done such already, and subscribe to the Twitch. 30 minimum for Joe. I ain't hearing nothing else. We need to get over this stigma and stereotype of our players' values. I tuned in late, so hey, I don't know if you mentioned Gab Jesus. Why not cop Jesus from City if Laka leaves? I did speak about that, and while I don't think we could get him because Juventus are onto him, I'm more on that than Tammy Abraham. I wouldn't mind Watkins, but again, I'm not really on it. I'll be real. Keep Willock just because he's the only goal-scoring midfielder we have. But is he scoring goals in the Prem like he did at Newcastle for Arsenal? I don't know, because I don't think we're using him in the right way. You know, we ain't got the Europa League and frequent cup games next season for him to score them goals in. Good, interesting comments, as you can see filtering on screen, people. Good opinions. Boy. And that's the thing. Ramsdale might be good with his feet, but I don't know if he's good with his feet. And then that's where I sit here and I'll say, what's the point then? Because I care about only if a goalie can save, but we're talking about playing out from the back. Leno is known as a ball-playing keeper. Ramsdale, I just think he's a shot stopper, a madman, you know, sort of thing. I don't really know for none of the rest, man. I heard a stat that Ramsdale has a save percentage of 71%. I can't tell you if that's good or bad, though. To be honest, neither can I. Oh, Tammy, you can work with Tammy still. Tammy's not a dud. Like I said at the start, Tammy's not a dud. The problem is, you look at it, there's so many of these players that need to be worked with. Are we getting a tune out of them? Then you're going to bring Tammy and have to work with him as well. You know, one thing I wouldn't be against Tammy, but like I said, Laka can give you hold up play and all of them things. Tammy's quite media at that. As much as I praise him, his hold up play is shit. At this moment in time, his heading is shit. You know, he needs to, you know, he's very reactive in terms of he scores a lot of goals, but how many times have balls been whistled across that Chelsea box and he's watching it on TV going, ooh, and stuff like us? You know, you should be attacking that. As a defender or a striker, you're told to always expect something. If you're a striker, expect that defender or your colleague to miss it. As a defender, expect your man not to have it covered. These sort of things there. So I don't know, man. I like Tammy, but it's like the problem is we're not really getting a tune out of the guys in our squad that we need to work with. So you're going to bring Tammy. Potential is just a potential thing. As I said, it's got to be realised. Or I said it before, it's got to be realised, really. Because you're not going to get Martin. Villa are not going to just say, all right, have him back for that. Villa are going to play hardball. You know, his reputation's enhanced even more at Aston Villa. So you're not going to get him back for 30 mil, man. Rather keep Reece and just release Willian. Reece will come good. He just needs to be given a chance, whether it's starting or coming off the bench. Ramsdale is good, but he shouldn't be our starting keeper. If you can't bag goals at City, that's harsh. That's it, bro. As anticipation. And again, are we going to work on these things? I hear you with Willock, a bit similar to Mount, but Mount's got the, like, I don't know. I've kind of been unimpressed with Joe since he's got stepped into the first team from a technical level, because he had techers for days in the academy. Now he looks a bit scrappy, and Mount, I hear what you mean. They're industrious. They get all over the place, but Mount's got a bit more about him than just that. You know, if the game isn't really open, then Joe Willock's a bit irrelevant for me. I know he didn't have the best of Euros, but at least with Mason Mount, he can play in tight. Joe can't really ball out when the game's tight, and that Mount can do that. Like if the game's not box to box, all action sort of thing, then at this moment in time, I personally think Joe Willock's kind of irrelevant. So it's at least that's what I mean by all gear, no idea, bro. Like I can't really I'm not really on just having midfielders because they work hard. That should be a given, man. You should be able to cover. Like it's crazy, man. You should be able to run up and down, man. I didn't say I don't like Watkins. I'm just not on shelling out 40 million, 50 million for him, man. You should make a tier list on the home kit of each Prem season. I don't know, man. Today, Arsenal versus Reading behind closed doors. So is it Arsenal versus Reading or is it Arsenal versus Millwall? That could be something. 10 dislikes, DG should get onto them. Nah, man, people are free to dislike if they want to dislike. We just got to make sure we're killing them with the likes, people. Where are we at for likes? Are we at 300 yet? 349. You know what? I did say we get to 300. I'll spin the goal. So why not, man? Let me spin the goal. It'd be rude not to. Where is it? We almost forgot where it is these days.
I guess this right back, Charlie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, it's still Millwall then. Fair play. Chelsea, Maddison to Chelsea don't make any sense. It makes more sense than people think, man. But I hear you, though. Seems like they need a striker first. Everything else comes with it. Good luck in your semi-final at 10:30 today, man. Obviously, where is it? Player available for hire. You get me? Like, just feed me the ball down that left flank. Make sure you set it properly, like my guy, my striker, former striker, Charlie. And again, make sure you lot are coming to Rongas because you know some players have left to go elsewhere, so we need recruits. So if you're local to the area, go and hit up the thing, man. Up top, I don't know if my hold-up plays elite. I'll probably end up getting sent off when I get a nasty tackle, but I'll put a shift in. You know, ironically, stuff I said you shouldn't play strikers for. I'll run around. I'll try, man. I don't know, man, but they've been linked with Maddison, so we've spoken about that. Maddison, Aouar, Lamptey, I'm ready for the season. I mean, if that could happen, why not? But I think we're dreaming, really. We're really dreaming. I don't know if that is going to happen. Is there any other Arsenal transfer news, man? There's got to be some other stuff, man. They can't just leave us hanging high and dry with this. There's got to be more juice than this, man. Now, even just for me, link us with another name so that we can talk about someone else, man. I think I've spoken about Tammy more so than Chelsea fans ever have. You know, I think I've done too much about Tammy, Maddison. That is getting dead now, man. the hour ones are going to happen. But I can't blame Giroud for going AC Milan. You're not getting games. Playing in Italy extends your playing career. And, you know, it's a fantastic opportunity, man. Tristan, I appreciate that, man. I really do. The scenes when DG does this in the World Cup final for England, I'll probably miss a penalty as well, man. Mate, I wish. I'm in America. I have my people call your people. You get me? Trust me. Call my agent. Call my agent. You get me? I got the same agent as Gareth Bale and that, man. Does the Emil Smith Rowe contract dead the Maddison move? It shouldn't in theory, but it could do. And this is it with Tammy. He's very service reliant. That's why I'm saying there's something there in Tammy, but you'd have to work with him, man. What division you man in, Chris? I don't mind. I really don't mind. Well, obviously, if I could do it as a part-time thing, I don't mind. I want to join a Saturday team as well, a little joke man team, like one dead division and that, and just start badding it up, man. Because see, for me, I told you already, I want to do coaching, but I think I'm at a stage where I'm actually going to do a madness to someone, or they're going to do a madness to me, because this football team's getting long with some. Oh, it's getting long, especially when people are being cheeky, like. Certain people that wait after the game really does mean wait after the game. Like, certain people are not trying to hear, oh, it's just football. And I'm not trying to hear that if you overdo it. Like, it's a shame they don't shorten the transfer window. The wait is painful. Maybe that would harm us even more, man. DG, can your team play a guest player? I want to kick, and when I come that way, I can play anywhere in the back line. I chat to Marius, Toby, Reese, chat to the management team, man. They can pattern something for you. Hey, man, I can play left back as well. Jude, I can play left back or Jamaica again. If you don't want to make me more of a key player, man, I sign for you, man. My dark arts. Listen, I'm a clean player until somebody does something to me. But I you know, as a fullback, you're gonna like the stepping on heels, you know, the going for headers and letting the elbows fly, the pushing, you know, the pulling is, you know, the after the game thing, you know, all of these sort of things, you know, tackling and making them feel it. But it takes a lot of, man, them don't just start doing that stuff. That's what's hard with Sunday League, especially when you play these posh boys or these more affluent guys. They come on an Aggie thing, you know, their fans are giving the verbal, and then they see that, well, it can go real left real quick, start bum sucking really. And it's like, I know it's just football, but it's long now, man. It's long. It's really long. It's crazy, man. What's the aim for Arsenal? I'm confused. If it's genuinely build up the process, then bringing in bare man won't work, in it. You have to talk to someone connected with the club, man. Versatility is key. Going to be the same wing as Saka in a few years' time. Rather they shorten the window, forces clubs to move quick off fair play. Crazy, man, but it is where it is, man. As I said, people, we've been there for an hour and a half. We've covered everything, you know. I'm gonna go get some lunch on this Saturday afternoon, people. So yeah, make sure you're following on Twitch. Make sure you subscribe as well. Make sure you're checking out the DG merch. And yeah, I'll be back again either tomorrow, Monday, whatever. Make sure you're subscribing on Twitch, because again, next week we'll have another exclusive to Twitch Q&A. And as I told you lot that were in the Twitch one, there's a lot of content to come. Saka does need a new deal. Make sure you're subscribing and following the Twitch and all of those sort of things. I'm on that, Chris. I'm on that. Come. A man said DJ had to mute the words for Sancho because the links of 2 years did my head in. I don't blame you, man. Blessings to all. Everybody enjoy their day. And yeah, make sure you've hit the like button. And yeah, I'm out, man.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
Oh, no.